Hello, everyone. Welcome to Plastic Profiles. I am Agent Chuckles, and with me, as always, is
Steve, the writing dad.
I'll get that right one day.
Yeah,
and welcome to the special edition of Plastic Profiles. A lot of you are getting in your chuckles, and I thought, well, gosh, we need to get ours out.
Yeah,
you can tell that I've dressed for the occasion. But yeah, I got my chuckles. And so we're going to do what we do. And what do we do here at Plastic Profiles? Well, we look at... All right, get my hands ready.
That's right.
No, let's try it no hands. My hands are getting... We look at a classic G.I. Joe file card. So in this instance, we'll look at the 1987 Chuckles file card. We'll analyze that file card. Here we go. I can't
You did it. Yeah.
We'll analyze that file card. And then we're going to look at that figure, the 87 Chuckles figure, and compare that with the the classified Chuckles figure to determine which of those Chuckles is the ultimate Chuckles. If any of them are. Maybe they both aren't.
Which has happened.
It has happened. It's a sad day, but
So
it has happened.
Yeah, I got the whiskey ready.
You know. Yeah.
It's that sad of a day.
Yeah. So let's get into this.
Let's do it.
There's old Agent Chuckles there. That's me. I'm gonna probably make that mistake more than once.
Uncanny.
There is Special Agent Chuckles.
That's right.
Whereas I'm Agent Chuckles.
Yeah, but we put some emphasis on yours.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into his file card. So, of course, Chuckles came out in 1987. It was a banner year for G.I. Joe. 86 was an enormous year for G.I. Joe. So 87 had a lot of things to do, a lot of ways they could go to expand the brand. And one of those ways was introducing Chuckles, the undercover agent. File name, Provost Philip M. Primary military specialty, Criminal Investigations Division. Secondary military specialty, Intelligence. Birthplace, Little Rock, Arkansas. Grade E5. So he's a sergeant. Oh. Chuckles has been undercover for so long that nobody is really sure about who he actually works for. He got his start in hole and corner operations at Southeastern Insurance Group in Fort Lauderdale. I like to say Lauderdale, where he still feels he owes his main allegiance. Chuckles is a man's man, every CID boy's favorite companion, not just because of his jocularity or his perseverance in the field, but because he is so conscientious about keeping up his cover that he'll volunteer for missions that nobody else wants to go on. Chuckles' natural likability is his greatest asset. He can sit around all day with a bunch of cobras, grinning, cracking jokes, and punching shoulders, all the while wearing a miniature transmitter that's being homed in on by the Joe team. Chuckles is aware of the consequences of being found out. We know what that means.
No.
He's also confident of his ability to fight his way out of any situation. So, one thing, I don't know if this is common knowledge. Certainly someone else has figured this out, but I've never heard anyone say it. But it's become my most favorite piece of trivia. So, let me ask you, Stephen, the writing dad.
Okay.
Looking at Chuckles and the time frame, where do you think he might be influenced as far as his dress, his apparel goes? Pop culturally, not just G.I. Joe.
So he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt, but I think that's like Southern California vibes also.
Very Southern.
Yeah.
And if it were on TV, it might be called Miami Vice.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Miami Vice.
That's what everyone generally attributes the Hawaiian shirt and all that to, is a Miami Vice sort of influence.
Okay.
So that's not my trivia, though. Everyone knows that. Well, now you know it.
And now I'm included. Yes.
You're part of the group. Shh, don't tell
yes.
My little trivia is in his name. How do you generally see Philip spelled? No, not here. Generally.
Generally?
Yeah. 2 L.
Oh, yeah.
Phillip.
I know. Like I don't know. I've never really thought about it, but that looks right to me. Like with the
a lot of
one L.
energy.
I don't know
No,
why.
it's I've only ever seen Philip spelled with 2 L's.
Really?
Except for here.
Yeah. And nope. As a matter of fact, I worked with a guy, and his name was Philip, but it was with one L. Yeah, one L. Sorry, man.
So this is Steven the Writing Dad's last episode of.
It's been fun, guys. I'm sorry.
It's spelled with 2 L's. Okay, where I'm going with all this.
All right.
If you look at Philip M, the one of the actors in Miami Vice is a Philip M.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah. There's Crockett and Tubbs, right?
Mm.
Do you remember anything about Miami Vice?
No.
Okay, good deal.
No. All I remember is Don Johnson, like, and the whole thing about,
Right. So, anyways, there's Crockett and Tubbs. Don Johnson is one of them, and then Tubbs is the other. Tubbs is played by Philip Michael Thomas, PM, Philip M. I think that's where he got the name from. Philip Michael Thomas from Tubbs.
That's pretty neat. See, I was calling him Pimp because it's PMP. So I was like, all right, Pimp.
Yeah. Sure. Why not?
No, how's Chuckles? He's Pimp.
Yeah, he's Pimp.
That's right. It fits though. Like,
right.
Like, that guy's Pimp.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Googling Philip now.
You gotta make sure.
Philip Phillips has 2 L's. Philip 2 L's. All I'm getting now is Philip Phillips. Well, I don't need to know how Philip spells it. Yeah, on Wikipedia, spelled with 2 L's. It's most commonly spelled with 2 L's.
Most commonly spelled. You had to make sure. See, you're thorough.
Well, I thought this was going to be a pat on the back, high five moment for us to share this little trivia that I uncovered, but
did I ruin it?
Yeah. I was not aware of the consequences of this being found out, apparently. But perhaps you at home didn't know this. And if you enjoy little bits and nuggets of trivia like that, please be sure to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
We don't normally spend this long on the file card, but I don't always have little nuggets, I guess. It's not gold. It was gold. It's the tar. It's rubbed. It's no longer shiny. So anyways, all these classic images of the file card and the classic toy are brought to us by 3D Joe's, used with permission. So very thankful for 3D Joe's. Awesome site. If you aren't checking them out, you're doing it wrong. 3D Joe's. 3D Joe's. 3D 3D Joe's. 3D 3D. Okay, I'm not going to go any further.
No.
That was Hawaii 5-0.
All right. I wouldn't have got that. I was trying to place it. I was like, you see me stuck here. I'm like, no.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I try to put in as many Easter eggs as possible, and then I'll usually give it away if you don't pick up on it. By the way, Chuckles, that's done in Comic Sans. Just another Easter egg. All right. All right. Let's see if you can figure out this Easter egg. CID. See you at the stakeout. It's cool. More in tone than do you get it? You don't get it at all, do you?
I know.
So it's MIC. See you real soon. KEY1 because I'm you. MOUSE. That's nothing to do with Chuckles, really. It just
what was that voice?
That's my Mickey. I used to do him better, but then I don't know. I can't do Mickey as well as I. Oh, hiya, pal. Hiya, pal. I'm Mickey Mouse.
It's like you're going through puberty. Like he's Mickey Mouse is going
that's
through
where
puberty.
it left me. That's where the Mickey voice left me, actually. About so if we look at if we look at Chuckles' primary military specialty is the Criminal Investigations Division, CID. So CID Special Agent would be MOS 31D. The CID Special Agent supervises or conducts investigations of incidents and offenses or allegations of criminality affecting Department of the Army or Department of Defense personnel, property, facilities, or activities. So basically the CID, it's more of Army military related crimes. So I don't know, just off the top of my head, if George Clooney, Ice Cube, and Mark Wahlberg were stealing some gold, CID might be involved in that.
Yeah. Yes.
If an incident like that were to ever happen.
Right.
If they were in the desert.
In
three
the
of
desert.
them.
Yeah.
Three Kings.
3 Kings for Life. That was a good movie. That was a good movie. I enjoyed that one a lot.
Also, Jack Reacher is a CID agent.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Books,
movies, or show?
I'd say probably all of them.
All of them are good. Yeah. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
No. We love you, Tom Cruise.
Not my favorite. Not Tom Cruise. He's fine, but I mean, as far as my favorite Jack Reacher.
Oh no, he's not. He's not my favorite Jack. It's the new dude that they got going on there.
No, he's more like Jack Can't Reacher. You can see him do that face, that smile, like
yeah, I can see him like this, snapping his fingers. Where's my stool? Like,
so the funny parallel with Jack Reacher though is, if you look at his size, Chuckles is often portrayed as being sort of brutish like that, which in my mind doesn't really make sense for who and what he did, for what he does. You know, for a CID agent, sure, but for what undercover and that sort of thing,
yeah, you want
you're gonna stand out if you're like, I don't think anybody can see me.
What's up, little guys?
Yeah. Hello, little man. I pick you up.
To pat their head.
Yes. Hello, how are you doing today? I pat you on the head. I will hug you and love you forever.
Oh, man, you're a mini. You look like a mini me.
But we know he did CID. So what are the basic qualifications for a CID agent?
Hey, let's get to it.
Must not have reached 37 years of age and must be a United States citizen with a valid driver's license. Adhere to standards of conduct and maintain honesty and integrity. Undergo background investigation, credit checks, and drug testing. Pass a medical exam, which includes but is not limited to meeting visual and hearing standards. Obtain and maintain a top secret sensitive compartmented information security clearance, SCI. Complete and graduate from the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center's Criminal Investigation Training Program, or be a graduate of another certifying academy consistent with agency policy. Be prepared for worldwide assignments throughout your career, which may require temporary or long-term relocation. Work a schedule that may include irregular hours, nights, weekends, 24/7 on-call availability, and a minimum 50 hours per week. Carry a firearm and be willing to use deadly force if necessary. Be willing and able to participate in arrests, execution of search warrants. Competitive candidates for the position of special agent will have a minimum of bachelor's degree from an accredited college or university. So I got all that from www.cid.army.mil.
Very informative.
Yeah, so some good information there. So we know, and like a lot of Joes, it's weird that he's gone to college, yet for some reason he's not an officer.
Right.
There's quite a few that you're like, well, gosh, with all that, they should be.
Yeah,
they should be. Yeah, I can't think of one offhand, of course, now that I'm trying to think of it. But there's been several. Oh, I think Breaker went to college, with his electronics and stuff like that. Anyways, yeah. So he joins that group where his rank is probably too low for what he really is. But all the rest of that, you can definitely see Chuck. But you got to keep in mind, CID deals with military sort of crimes.
So when you see Chuckles, if you're in G.I. Joe, you're like, am I about to get nabbed here? What's going on? Because that's what he does. And that's what he did, I should say.
Okay.
And we talk about on our show here that the secondary military specialty is probably something that how he is used for G.I. Joe. So the secondary military specialty is something we'll get to in a minute. Here's more on CID. I forgot about that. CID is, you down with CID? Yeah, you know me. CID is a relatively small federal agency that is hyper-focused on the investigative needs of the Army. Depending on their personnel status, military versus civilian, the day-to-day duties can vary drastically. Military special agents respond to general crimes and routinely deal with crime scenes. Conversely, civilian special agents provide specialized support in areas such as computer intrusions, polygraph interviews, and major procurement fraud. Unlike their counterparts at OSI, NCIS, and CGIS, Army CID does not have primary counterintelligence responsibilities. Additionally, top leadership within the Army CID, previously comprised of non-agent officers within the Provost, that's his last name, Marshal General of the Army, which had been a persistent source of discontent among the rank and file. Following the fallout of the Fort Hood report, a historical reorganization was announced in 2021, which resulted in a civilian director separation from the military police chain of command, credited military officers assigned to CID with specialized investigative training and less protective details. So now counterintelligence. Here we go. Okay. U.S. Army counterintelligence. So this is what I think he does for G.I. Joe. Okay. Although there's no mention of the training on the file card, it just says this is what his secondary is, intelligence. And I believe that this is what he does, because if you listen to it, this is what he does in nearly every incarnation that I'm familiar with. So here we go. U.S. Army Counterintelligence, ACI, military and civilian U.S. Army Counterintelligence Special Agents receive their badge and credentials after graduation from the U.S. Army CI Special Agent course in Fort Huachuca, Arizona. Ooh. At this time, Army CI Special Agents are authorized, but not required, to attend the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, there's Fletch again, Criminal Investigator Training Program to function in most duty positions, with the exception of those agents assigned to FBI Joint Terrorism Task Forces. Unlike the Naval Criminal Investigative Services, investigative?
I'd go with investigative.
I've heard it both ways.
Yeah, I go
NCIS and Office of Special Investigations, OSI, the Army separates their criminal investigators into two separate components known as United States Army Criminal Investigations Division, that's CID from before, and Army Counterintelligence. That's what we're talking about here. Army CID is responsible for investigating the more traditional range of criminal activity that most people would associate with the job of a special agent. On the other hand, Army CI Counterintelligence is responsible for criminal investigations related to national security crimes like espionage, terrorism, sabotage, subversion, sedition, and treason. That's Chuckles right there. That's when we read in this file that he's joking around with cobras and all that. Yes. That's it right there. And then there's a badge for that down at the bottom.
You got a badge for that.
Everybody's got a badge for that. So let's get into the toys. The toys are the fun part. So we've got the packaging here from 1987. We've got Philip 1LM, Chuckles, Provost, a lot of words, coming out of a digital background. That's something that they started in later years. We're not there yet in our normal run of what we do with plastic profiles so far, but we'll see this here before not too long again. It's the more what we're seeing, Mr. Writing Dad, if you're familiar, the more explosion based,
right? Yeah,
not the digital.
Yeah, I like the explosions better. I'll just say that.
Yeah,
I like the explosions better.
Yeah. I think that's the general consensus is the explosion is the way they should have kept it. So here's the breakdown of the figure. He's got a pistol and he's got a holster. All right. And then, he does have a machete or a knife thing molded on his leg. But the best part about Chuckles, the most defining feature is that holster. A real working holster. You can work it around his chest. You can work it around his waist, although I never wore it that way because he's not a cowboy. That was my reasoning. Is he's not a cowboy? Why would he wear it around
Why
his
would he
waist?
wear it? Why would he wear it over
Yeah.
here?
It doesn't make any sense at all. But yeah, so the pistol works. It's not a great face sculpt, but he was blonde, so I used him for everything. So I took him apart, and I'd put his head on Snake Eyes' body or on Falcon's body or
that guy.
Whatever mission I wanted him to do, I'd put his head on there.
That's cool.
And then that was me because I had blonde hair, and he was one of the few blondes that had a ball joint neck. I had short fuse, but he could only do this, and so I was limited on bodies to swap out with that one.
That I had blonde hair.
Yeah.
But you said it so morosely. It was like, I had blonde hair.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
I no longer have it.
God, I miss it.
If you oh yeah, this will come out way before our Roadblock episode, so I don't know. Remember when I revealed my revelation.
I'm gonna tell you, this picture right here of Chuckles, he looks just like this dude I used to work with, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And like the personality wise fits him. Like, you know, he was a very jocular guy. You know, he was tall though, blonde hair, sandy blonde hair.
Right.
And just everybody liked him. Like, he was one of those people, he can talk to anybody, you know. Yeah, man. I just caught them like, wow, that looks just like the dude. All right.
Yeah, cool. So this is the classified figure. It's from San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. And the box is amazing. This is just as, believe it or not, this is just the packaging. And it's almost just as fun as the figure. So the outside of the box has got what appears to be some sort of a transceiver radio communication device, and Chuckles is communicating it through to the other side, where we see the Baroness in the bottom right corner, the Baroness and the Crimson Twins. Both, he's kind of going, "Hey, got your files. Take care." And then you can see it in the middle screen there. When you open up that front panel, there's a little cartoon of him stealing the file, outmaneuvering some bats, jumping through a hotel window into a waiting car, and speeding off. So that's pretty cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah,
I like. And
that. That's at the Coconut Palm, so it's probably some sort of a fancy hotel or something in Miami, which appears to be where he's at in the next picture.
That's definitely a Miami thing.
Yeah. So
Coconut Palm. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm not sure who did any of this artwork, but it's awesome. It's all good. It's all good stuff. Cool. If viewers, if you know, please put in the comments. I'd love to know. I'd love to be able to give them credit because it's all great. The artwork is amazing.
Yeah, that concept is awesome.
Yeah. So then we get to the figure, and boy, does this figure have a lot of accessories. So we'll start at the top. He's got a lei. He's got the Cobra file folder. He's got a pistol. He's got a knife. He's got a Joe Pro molded on his belt for everyone to see for some reason. He's got a holster. He's got a watch. I don't know why I'm showing you where everything is. He's got binoculars. He's got a tape deck that looks mysteriously like a Cybertronian warrior. It's everyone. My first thought was, oh, it's Soundwave, but Soundwave in the lore was blown up and was repurposed and rebuilt back into Sound Blaster, and he was a darker color. So I think in lore that's supposed to be Sound Blaster. Now, if it becomes anything, who knows? But it's the same guy, same voice, same everything else. He's just, I'm now Sound Blaster.
I wanted to try to do the voice, but then I was like, no, I can't do that voice. I'm not the voice guy. Like,
it sounds better when you've got the machine to give it the little oomph. When you've got the Home Alone talk boy, where's Sound Blaster? Yeah. Talk boy, right? Wasn't that Talk boy? Yeah. Sunglasses. He's got extra hands, and these fists have brass knuckles. He's got a briefcase, which has got some great detailing on it. It looks like he just came out of the Newark airport with that briefcase. It is cut up and dirty, and he's got
smuggling something.
He's got a pair of intact handcuffs. He's got some broken cuffs, so where he did the trick that you can break your cuffs, and then he's got some headphones. And I don't put the extra head on there. He's got an extra head that's beat up and bruised and missing a tooth and all that from his interrogation. So a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, this figure is a deluxe figure. It's a higher price point. Generally these days, the classified figures, the retail standard figures are $24.99, I think. And this one was $41.99.
Okay.
So, that's not anything we do with what we need to worry about with what we do. I'm just sharing the information.
Yeah.
Because it's not about which figure is best, right? It's which figure best represents Chuckles.
Represents him, yeah.
Yeah. So who gets the last laugh? Would you like to go first? I'll go first. You can go first. You go first.
I'll go first. I gotta say that the newer figure, I feel wins it only because of the accessories on it. The file card kind of does it for me. He's gathering information. He's being interrogated. Because maybe his cover got blown, right? And he had to fight his way out, which is where the handcuffs come in. Again, I'm in the story now.
Yeah, you're in it. You're in it. Hasbro's got you.
Yeah, they got me. They got me hooked, man. The holster is the same thing. I like that he has the knife. I don't know, why he would be carrying a machete on his
well, this particular knife isn't quite a machete, but the one that comes on the original figure is
a machete.
Big. It's a big boy. Yeah.
No, I like the newer figure. I think that fits just with him, even though that they're really, other than articulation, and more detail, there's not much difference between the two.
Right.
I think, but just because of the accessories, I'm gonna go with the newer version.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback on what you're saying. I think if this Chuckles figure, I'm looking down at I'm not just ignoring, I'm looking down at the accessories. If this Chuckles figure, the classified, didn't come with these accessories, I'm picking the original figure all day. I like his build better. I like, so much of what Chuckles does is in here, right? It's him. He is his personality. He doesn't have a Chucklemobile.
No.
Trademark. He doesn't have the Chuckle Cave like I do.
Right.
It's his ability to quick think and make puns or whatever, he is his own accessory basically. So if you can include any little spy things,
right, they go along with that
he might use, I think that makes it a better figure. And I think looking at all these things, I think, of course, his pistol, the briefcase, I think is essential. The files, I think, are essential. The sunglasses are great. The binoculars, I could see him using some binoculars, but they're a little bit, I don't know. I would think he might use something different, but I think the accessories definitely put this figure over the edge. I totally agree on that. And so I think the new classified Chuckles wins. I think he's the most chucklier of the Chuckles to ever chuck.
Chucklier of the Chuckles that ever chuck. Chuckles.
Yeah. So so now we're going to do something a little different here. And I'm only going to do this one, Stephen, because I have the figure in hand.
Okay.
And I don't think it's fair for you to try to critique it when you can't actually
Agreed.
So you just hang tight.
Okay, cool. All right.
So what we're going to do here is I'm going to review this figure, and it's not something I normally do. There's a lot of people who do this better, and it's just not my bag. I like talking about the lore more than the toy, but I feel like I have to do it. So on this figure, so I'm going to do it. So I'm going to start with the cons because I don't want to end on positives, because I don't like negativity in collecting. I don't like negativity in hobbies. I think there's no place for that. You can like something and still think that it has issues, and that's the case with this figure.
I like that. Well said.
I love the box. The box is amazing. But as you know, Stephen the Writing Dad, as we've seen through our 16, 17 episodes of Plastic Profiles, they changed the box. They changed the box styles. There's no easy way to display all these dang box sizes. You know, I have most of mine, to give you an example, I have most of mine turned so you can see the art. Like there's tripwire there. And then, you know, I try to have them in line on my shelves where I have these things displayed. Right. But what am I going to do with this? Because why do I want to look at that? You know, I'd rather look at that. So then I've got to turn this one different angle, which throws off my rhythm, which means I need 18 more bookshelves because every other box needs to be displayed different.
Yeah.
That's just the box. I love the box. But I feel like this figure overall is probably a little overpriced at $41.99. These accessories are all very small. And some of them I don't think are all that great. Now, the idea behind them is great. I don't think the execution is there. I think the file folders are great. I think the briefcase is great. I think the pistol is great. Although, if you look at my Chuckles anyway, I can't get, wrong side. I can't get that harness to stay down. And this is his thing. This would be like messing up on Batman's cowl or, you know, having the Bat logo fit weird. I mean, it'd be hard to do that, but that's his thing. This is Chuckles' thing. Like when you think of the shirt and then you think of the holster, maybe not in that order, but those are the first two things. Then maybe blonde. That's my thing. Anyways,
that's your thing. Because you have blonde hair.
So the holster doesn't really fit well. And also when I put my pistol in it, it puts stress marks on the end of the holster, but where the barrel goes in. So I don't even. Yeah, it's a tolerance or something. I feel like the headset, I can't get the fit right. Now, maybe if I heat it up, I can get it to work right, but it doesn't even look right. It's all like these headsets definitely are wonky. They're cattywampus. This thing, I made the joke earlier. I'm going to say it again. It looks more like he's getting ready to do Shakespeare than it does a Hawaiian lay. I should know. I've been laid before. Yeah, and so I don't have any use for that. The handcuffs are cool. I don't really mind that. The brass knuckles are cool. You know, he's got to fight his way out of situations. I think that's great. The head sculpt, the busted up head sculpt is done well, but I'd rather have him like, you know, maybe a little bit of spittle or something, you know, something like that, than like a big old toothy like.
Yeah, look at me. Yeah. I just got drunk in the bar fight.
Yeah. But let's go. I want to end on positives because I do like this figure. I don't think the value is there for it, and I think that hurts the figure overall. Fair or not, I think it hurts the figure overall. But I do love the detailing of the briefcase. I think the file folder is so simple but so well done. We've got a little Polaroid picture there on there. The pistol looks great. Oh, flip back to the cons. I can't get these sunglasses to look good on him. You know, it looks like when I give my
Bernie's.
It looks like when my son was 4 and I gave him man-sized sunglasses. Like it kind of looks like that, you know. Okay, back to positives. But he's sculpted well. He's got some new details. He's got a cool watch with a timer on it. I think it's a good figure overall. I don't have any other problems with the figure as far as posability or anything like that. That's all fine. So how would I make it better, Agent Chuckles? How would you make this Chuckles better? I would have gotten rid of some of these other little accessories, and I would have given him a head sculpt with sunglasses on it, and maybe a head sculpt with a ball cap. You know, when you see in these movies,
like it being separate.
Yeah, just give him a whole new head. I mean, I'm not going to have him do the flip down sunglasses thing, like checking out Scarlet. You know, like he's not going to ever do that for me. Give him a whole new head with the sunglasses on, so it looks right. Give him, you know, in movies when someone's trying to act, you know, incognito. What's the first thing they do? They put on a cap, put it down low. Give him a cap with sunglasses on, a cap without sunglasses. I don't know, but. I think that would have worked better than some of these other ones. I don't really have any use for Sound Blaster. It's a tape deck. Like, what year are we in? Like, you know, if this is a modern line and he's walking through the streets with this on, this funky headphones, a tape deck, in this crazy Hawaiian shirt with a machete strapped to his leg, people are gonna be worried. They're gonna know that this guy's
Miami, baby.
This guy's not to be trusted.
Yeah.
And two,
stay away from that guy.
We need to stay away from that guy.
Yeah.
But I do not regret getting the figure. He resembles the original figure. He does everything the original figure does for me. What's the word I'm looking for? Sentimentally, you know, like it. When I see it, I'm like, it's Chuckles. Yeah, it's Chuckles, because it does everything the original figure did. He's maybe a little more jacked, maybe, but he's not the big. So the original, the '87 cartoon movie, the animated movie,
right?
Chuckles he doesn't even have a line of dialogue in it, but like he's a big brute, and he actually throws a missile at a tank. Yeah. He's not that. And I appreciate that. I was expecting him to be tall, and putting him next to Grunt, he's about the same height. Oh, that's not. There we go. He's about the same height. He might even be a little smaller, maybe the helmet. But yeah. So I like that a lot, that he's normal sized, because I feel like if you had Jack Reacher, you're not going to be able to sneak him in anywhere. They're going to go, yeah, that guy's not coming in.
Yeah. What doesn't belong here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The weightlifter. The Malibu weightlifter. Get him out of here. So, if I were to give him a score on the chuckleometer, I didn't intend on giving that. I would say he's a strong 7.5 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Something like that. Something in there. I don't regret it. He's a good figure. I am curious to see. So this was an exclusive. Means they'll do some sort of a repaint for him and put him in the mass line, so that everybody can get a Chuckles. And I'm curious what they do different, because this is the one that I would think everybody would want,
right?
Because it's just like the old one, but maybe they'll make them with less stuff, or you know, less obvious pants that don't scream, "I'm a G.I. Joe."
Yeah, for real.
But anyways, so yeah, it's a good figure. I don't have use for a lot of the stuff, but fortunately I can put a lot of it in that box, in that briefcase. So
that's cool.
All right. So we're done with that.
So real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I just want to point out the Hawaiian shirt that you're wearing, dude. Way to go in on the character, man. Way to go in. If those watching at home, if you haven't realized this, Agent Chuckles is reviewing Chuckles. He's wearing a Hawaiian shirt that Chuckles wears. Oh, that's pretty good, man.
It's Inception.
Bravo to committing. I like it.
Thank you. Today, I consider myself the luckiest man. It's so I have this. I don't do a lot of cosplay stuff, but I had this idea for an old man Chuckles, and that's one that I will try to do one day. You know, maybe Chuckles left alone on a desert island Chuckles,
right. With the
and I have
same
trash jeans and a beard, and torn up Hawaiian shirt. Maybe
That's cool.
no hair because all my blonde hair fell out, just like him.
Due to malnutrition and
Yeah,
stress.
yeah. All I ate is crabs, and I went bald. Anyways, it's that time of the episode, though. It is time for casting call, y'all. So, what we do on casting call is, once we're done reviewing the toy and comparing, and we find the ultimate Chuckles, we go back to the file card and look at that character's place of birth. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's classified. Sometimes we have to kind of read between the lines. Well, this time we know Chuckles is from Arkansas. So, our task is to pick an actor or actress from Arkansas to portray Chuckles in our fan-casted movie. Steven, the writing dad, would you like to go first or second?
I'm
How
gonna
confident
go
do you feel?
Well, I'm gonna go first.
Okay, all right.
Now I'm gonna tell you right now. I didn't follow the rule.
No,
I sure did. I'm being
okay.
Today.
Okay.
And I'll break down why. All right.
Okay. Oh, I expect you to.
Yeah.
You can't just go breaking our rules. Really.
If I'm gonna do this, I gotta have a really, really, really good reason.
You can't just go breaking our rules all willy-nilly.
No. The reason I didn't go with anybody from Arkansas is because I didn't want to. I looked at all of the, the actors there, and I was like, no, this does not scream Chuckles to me. It just, the list that I found, nothing screamed Chuckles to me. But what did, just immediately when looking at the box and the box art and and reading the file card, I was like, okay, he's the everyday guy, but I want to see the most lovable dude, you know what I mean? Because that's what he is. Because he's throwing you off balance by being so likable. You can't help but like the dude, that's his thing. That's how he gets in. So
are you about to bring Chris Farley as Chuckles?
Oh no, that would have been awesome though. If Chris Farley,
Dr. C, I have a little bit of a weight problem.
All right, no, but I am going to share my screen as soon as I get this. And my
Chris
dude,
Farley is Chuckles. Holy cow.
My dude, Chris Pratt.
Okay.
Especially during his time in Parks and Rec, when he was a little bit heavier,
right?
And that's who I see. I could see him playing that.
What was his spy name in Parks and Rec?
Huh?
He had a spy name in Parks and Rec, didn't he?
Oh, I don't remember that.
Like Michael Scarn or whatever from Steve Carell from The Office had. That was his. He had one because it was like Jack something or other. I can't remember. Yeah. Anyways, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. That's
he is actually from my neck of the woods where I live right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
No. He has a house in the islands. He's actually from the mainland, but he has a house in the islands that
to get away when he's not saving the galaxy.
Yeah, to get away from the commoners. Yeah. No, that's a good one. I kind of like that.
All right.
Okay, so let's go back to that, and then let's add that. And so then my pick, I did follow the rules. Actually, I'm going to tell you my, because I picked another one, but I didn't put up an image.
What a square!
So if I were not following the rules, I would pick Thomas Jane. The second Punisher.
I got it. Yep, I got you.
He was in. He's been in a lot of stuff. I can't think of any other ones, but not the War Journal ones, but the one with the Russian and he stabs the Russian. And
yeah, I remember.
I think he would be perfect as
I could see that, yeah,
as Chuckles. But he's not from Arkansas, so this actor is from Arkansas, and he has so many looks. Some might know him as an alcoholic Santa Claus. Some might know him as some shady politician. Some might know him as a Little League baseball coach. But we all know him as Billy Bob Thornton. I think he could really be. He's not what everyone would think of when you think of Chuckles.
No, definitely.
But not. I think, and he wouldn't be able to play him now. Obviously, this is a fan cast, so we're taking prime Billy Bob. I think he could play Chuckles. He would. You could see him going into a bar and burning a few cigarettes, and getting to know some Cobra guys when they're off duty, and out drinking them, and then going up to their hotel room or whatever and stealing. Like, I could see it. I could see him do it. But in a Chuckles movie, I think Chris Pratt probably would be better.
Yeah.
See that? Yeah. I'll give you this one. You won. I give it to you. You won this one. Yep. Yeah. You didn't play by the rules, but you won. So that's all. You don't want to cheat and lose. At least you went and you won.
If you're gonna do it right.
Yeah. If you're gonna cheat, better win.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Unlike any team I follow sports, they cheat and lose. All right. Well, I think that about does it in our Chuckles spectacular. I think we've learned a lot. We have. This is always very informative. Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Learn something new every time we do it.
Yeah.
Every time.
And if you enjoyed what you've seen here today, please be sure to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
It's just a click on your end, but it means so much to us.
Do it.
Really gets us cooking.
Yeah.
Really wanting to
do a celebration every time we get a new subscriber.
I get blackout drunk every single time.
The works. That's what we do. My wife is getting mad because the cleaning bill is just ridiculous. And every time she walks through the door, I just spray her with shampoo. Wow, we got another one. First time she was like, all right, I okay, cool. After last couple though.
Yeah. So please like and subscribe. We both like to partake in social medias.
We do.
And you can find all my stuff down below in the links. But Steven the Writing Dad, you've got some stuff going on. Tell us about what you got going on with the Writing Dad.
Yeah, so you can just follow on YouTube. The YouTube show is up, the Writing Dad Show, and it's a place for fathers, man, and any parent really, but I'm really gearing it towards other dads out there. I love being a dad. Most of us love being dads, most days. Some days that I scratch my head and I'm like, oh my God, do we need milk? And this is just a place where other dads can go. You might get some insights, things that I've learned that have worked or that I'm currently trying, or something that was taught to me, some piece of wisdom. And just because you don't do something or you don't try something doesn't mean that you can't listen, right, and see what's going on with other people. And kids are fun. They're the best things ever, but they're also crazy. They make you want to rip your hair out. I wonder if at times if my children are dumb. It's a natural thing, and it does fathers good to come to a community where you're not alone. We're all going through this, man, and you might hear some funny stories. You might hear some stuff that, man, I relate.
Yep. Cool. Well, I watch them when they come up, and I made sure to like and subscribe as soon as I saw it.
Yes,
and I enjoy them. They're good. They're good little pep talks, and
thanks,
they make you feel like everything's going to be okay.
You know, and that's the main thing. That is the main thing. Everything is gonna be okay. You know, we're not the first people to have these problems. You know, where if there is a problem, you know, and it's about raising our kids the best way we can.
Yeah.
And you do that by gathering as much wisdom, knowledge, information as you can.
Right. Right. All right. Oh, I would like one more thing before we go. I'd like to give a shout out to friend of the show, Patrick Stralko, I believe. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. He's really done a lot above and beyond with sharing our show and getting us out in there, and really he has no reason to do this. But it's just so kind of him, and I really appreciate it.
That's awesome, man. Thank you.
And so thank you so much, Patrick. And so I think with that being said, I think that's it. You guys take care. Oh, we have a new episode coming out this Sunday, which would be November 5th. It's a certain G.I. Joe Navy SEAL.
Woo!
And
woo!
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So see you guys then. Yo, Joe, everybody.